A COVID-19 forecasting model that had previously predicted the coronavirus spread over the summer is now predicting the number of people who contract the disease will nearly double between now and Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th. So now this model was extremely accurate because it used actually something that's fairly common sense. I'll explain that. But first, now, in a paper that was published on Monday in the scholarly journal Scientific Reports, 3 researchers from Washington University and St. Louis Olin Business School described how their COVID-19 forecasting model projects that there will be an explosion of new cases after a major contagion event or right after a reopening, before settling into a period of stable and slightly declining disease spread. Now, can you think of anything that might be a contagion event? Maybe like a gathering of people, getting together in close proximity indoors, or people not wearing masks. Can you think of that? Oh, all right. The holidays. Yeah. So now, as the authors argued, that each additional infectious individual actually has less impact on the disease spread as more people become infected. Well, that's interesting, right? But it's because infections are now more likely to occur within interconnected social networks rather than individuals bumping into strangers on the street and infecting them. So understand that it's more likely that now you're going to spread it to your friends, your family, etc., than you would to a rando on the street. So consider that when you're thinking about your plans for the holidays. And I know for some, might be a little bit too late. But nonetheless, the Olin Scholars model actually accounts for the fact that different areas of the country will be following different social distancing norms. Well, now, that, of course, makes a lot of sense. I think in areas where you have cities, it's larger areas for sure, more, I hate to say it, democratic areas, places like LA, also where it's still warm. People are going to be, at least assumed by the model to adhere to more stringent social distancing measures, far more than somebody who lives in Dubuque, Iowa. Sorry, Dubuque. I don't see things going well for you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not. Now, they also noted that if social distancing is eliminated, like what a lot of conservatives have been calling for, they've been really pushing this, and this is mainly Trump, Dr. Scott Atlas, and others are saying, well, why don't we just get herd immunity? Okay, but herd immunity generally works when there's a vaccine available. Now, we've got some promising vaccines on the horizon and all that, but we don't have it available right now, and you have to infect a massive amount of people with the virus in order to achieve herd immunity. So they're talking about somewhere around 70% when it comes to this. And if we do that without a vaccine, that means millions of people will die. Not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions. So I think the count is somewhere around 2 to 3 million. Not good. Not good. So now, they note that if social distancing is eliminated, again, that's going to be a massive increase in the number of cases, which makes a lot of sense, of course. And we're actually in the middle of such an increase right now, with around 10 to 11,000 new cases a day, and about 1,500 to 2,000 new deaths every single day. And so, look, with the amount of holiday travel that I'm seeing people do right now, right now I'm hearing stories of airports that are packed. This is not going to do well. I think in 2 weeks we're going to have another massive event, and it's going to happen within a lot of these interconnected social groups of people. People that, and also you've got overlapping social groups. So, you've got one friend, and then they've got another circle of friends elsewhere, and they've got their family, and this is really going to be the routes of transmission now, more so than bumping into somebody who has coronavirus and maybe is an asymptomatic carrier in the grocery store who's not wearing a mask. Now you're more likely, yes, you can still get it from them, and then you're more likely to get it from people who are inside your family group. But if you do get it from the rando, you're more likely to spread it inside of that social group and to get it all around. And so that's not good. That whole entire network of family and friends is at risk. And so, which is why they write, of course, that we need to be cautious of breakouts in these networks and maintain a high level of social distancing during the reopening of the economy. So now I said earlier at the top of the segment that this is accurate. Well, the reason why it's so accurate is because it actually decided to look at human behavior. Human behavior is people tend to congregate in social groups. And so now they took that into account. So you're going to get it from people that you hang around, that you're with, your family member, whatever, friend, than you are a random stranger. And in June, the Olin Scholar model did accurately predict exactly what happened in the summer. Because contagious individuals were more likely to repeatedly expose the same people due to an overlapping social connection, the summer and early fall would see a brief period of exponential growth in the beginning after reopening. After, they predicted that they would expect new cases to quickly settle into a prolonged period of stable, slightly declining levels of disease spread. And that's what we've seen until, of course, now we're starting to spike once again. We're starting to have that exponential growth in this virus. And look, it's because people are heading indoors because of the weather, as they had said before. Fauci has been warning about this, that it's going to be a very dark winter. And of course, you add in the holiday season where people want to get together indoors, and add in the fact that there are people that are still maskers and they're experiencing pandemic fatigue. And so this is what we have. This is what we're looking at. It's going to be a disaster. It's not good. So when you look at this information, when you listen to this segment, maybe you might want to think about protecting your family and canceling any sort of large get-togethers. I know it sucks. I had to do it too. I didn't like canceling and not going and getting together with my family, and because we all miss our families, especially if we've been away from them for so long. But think about it this way: yes, we'll miss our families this year, but at least we'll get to see them next year, as opposed to seeing them this year, getting them sick, and then possibly dying from coronavirus and never being able to see them again. And that's why I believe that we should stay home this Thanksgiving and this Christmas until things start to get a little bit better. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.